Well, today's the 5th. This is a remake. We've got a fence line, this trail coming down it. There's a little tiny water in that ditch, I can jump it, but got a dirt hole considerably smaller than that dirt hole here. Hiawatha Valley, High Plains Predator Call, bait and lure, and shot of fox urine. So I got a shot of fox urine. I use that coyote dropping from the coyote here. Made my fake little print, little blocking, and hopefully that makes it work. One thing I want to mention is I started using this wire brush. Got that idea from Odin Core's video last year. Sure allows you to clean a trap up, get it nice and clean, and I think it's really helped with the remakes. The other thing is I went to some lung shoot and some dispatch them, kind of like Mark June does, but got it in my head this year, use my catch pole, drag them away from the set and shoot them. Thought it'd be quicker. But like here, I had a coyote, so I come over here, put the choke pole on him, choked it down, then I drove up, checked the set I have down there. Come back, all done. No blood at the set, no nothing. No blood in the car while transporting them, so that's an idea too, you guys. Alright, take care. I don't take many night videos. They just don't make very good videos. Guess you can't see that. It's always nice when you come up to a set and see eyes. This is that T-bone set. Remember last year it was right there. T-bone remake. I think I actually showed you the remake. So, as you can see, it's just a complete mess again. Big old catch circle. But, it's definitely worth doing. Because you have all this scent here. And, especially when you got young that haven't dispersed yet. And this one looks kind of like a young dog looking at its face. But the other thing is, if a place is good enough for one set, it's good enough for two. I had a triple here last year, so I actually put 5 traps in here. 3 here and 2 down behind me. But as I was walking up, I see we got eyes down here. This is the first catch here. This was just a regular old dirt hole. And I don't know if that's looks like maybe an adult, but I can't tell for sure. So there you go. Today's the 7th, still for a couple more hours. Got off work late. We might have to go to work early tomorrow, so we had to check them in the dark. Trapping ain't for the weak or the lazy, but it's fun. See you guys down the line. So, not real good. It's kind of hard to construct a good remake all night, but there's the remake. Pan sits just the other side of that rock right there. And of course there's a T-bone. So one thing I wanted to add, my trap over here to the right, I had one of them dug up, a screen pulled off it. So it's another reason to gang set. We caught 2 coyotes here and still had a dug up trap. And I got one more trap up ahead here to check too. But gang set them, it's worth it. Well, here we go again. This is a tall tail. Whenever you see a mound of dirt, you know you've got one of these critters. Kind of a younger one. Alright guys, just something different on the trap line. So there we go. Have a good night. Well, it's a little early yet here this morning. Morning of the 10th. This set has been a hot little set for me. It's that crossing right here behind me. This little canal. And I thought we were going to do a little better here. So far at the crossing I've caught 3 possum. But this set here caught a possum. I actually had an otter in it. And now this coyote. So, first coyote at the crossing here. Glad to finally pick one up. Had to release the otter. It's not even open yet. Still. And I haven't bought a catch record card yet. I'm not sure if I was gonna this year or not. We'll see. T-bone buried in against that little bit of backing right there. And then a couple rocks for blockings, shot of urine, Carmen's bushwhacker bait, and pale coyote. No Jim Haslett on the antenna. See you online, guys. So it was dark out the other night. Got a draw here. Another draw coming in from over there. It's pretty dry country, and this is one of the few places where water seeps up out of the ground right there. Got some sort of developed spring or something. So this little stock dam, I have caught coyotes on either side of it last year. I had a trap underneath a rock there, and I was kind of in a hurry here the other night, getting late. Well, you can see the coyote tracks. The coyote was back. But that trap there doesn't even have a screen on it. Doesn't look like they worked it. I didn't rebait or lure it or anything. I just grabbed the coyote, threw the trap on the dirt, and oh, there's my screen. It was dark there. But I have more than one set, so I wasn't too worried about it. I've got a set right up there, and I've got one up over there towards that draw. So that's one of the other advantages of gang setting. If you're kind of pinched for time, you can just grab your game and move on to the next location. And then today, I've got two screens, and I was going to remake this. I saw this coyote bouncing, so brought a second screen. This here, I think, was a urine post. No, I had a little hole here, but I think it's Carmen's canine call was the lure. I don't know if I put bait down in it or not. But, alright guys, see you down the line. Okay, I just wanted to correct a couple things and show you a remake. I'm sure you guys noticed that was a hind foot catch, and here's the reason why. See the distance between the, that's the center of the trap pan right there. So there's 9 inches. It's another 4 or 5 inches to the hole. Not how you ought to make a set, but the problem here is this little stock thing here. It's pretty much nothing, but you see the rocks. They put rocks in here. You can't hardly get a trap in the ground here. I had one in here last year on a urine post. And so I tried to find, there's actually still somewhere underneath this is a stake and a butterfly swivel. One stake was all I was able to get in the ground last year. The other one was bent over. And I ended up just opening up the J-link, take my trap back at the end of the season. So I dug where I thought it was, couldn't find it. Then I tried putting in some stakes. I got a couple in, so that's where the trap went. Then I went to dig the dirt hole, and I could not. I ended up there. I could scrape out a little bit. It just wasn't good. So then I tried to use some heavy blocking. And, well, that's a pretty coyote. And fur buyer's not going to know it was caught by a hind foot. So I'm happy with the results. But so here's how I did the remake. I got my hole up there. Also, the other correction. This is Cat Creek Bake by John Graham. I had Lennon's Yoke number 2, the Super Range All Call Coyote, and then some Badland Bobs from John Graham, and a shot of fox urine. So I used the Mark June trick. That's a set of droppings that was left at another set about 8 miles away. So I put the droppings there. I put the Cat Creek Bake in the hole. One of the reasons I use that, it's good paste, smear bait, and they can't just dig it out and rob it. And I can't get holes, nothing. I couldn't get a hole in the ground there deep enough to put grass or wool or anything like that on top of. So put that in the hole. I put right here on the edge of that is the linens. Shot of fox urine on the rock, the outside blocking, and then the Badland Bob I put on the edge of the hole up there. Obviously you can see I kind of blocked this down pretty heavy, but yet there's junk everywhere, you know. Doesn't look too unnatural. And try and sweep my tracks away. And I bet about $100 to catch another coyote here before I pull these traps. So we'll see. But it's a good location. Worked good last year, and I think that'll be good enough to catch them. I may miss them, I will say. May miss a couple, have to reset and adjust. But we'll get another one caught there eventually. Well, it's going to turn into a long video. Still the tents. That's a little stock dam right over there's where I had that coyote. Walking up to check my other set. And voila. place is good enough for one set, it's good enough for two. And if it produced the year before, guys, go ahead and set them up. You probably could catch all these coyotes in 1 or 2 traps with enough time, but sure is nice to just catch them all at once. And you don't end up with as many educated coyotes. I don't know if this is one that worked that other set there that I had to catch the other night. It's just another coyote coming down the line. And see, I don't catch them all by the hind foot. There's a front foot catch. This was a piece of sage, kind of like that, a little less, not quite so big. More like that probably. I just had 2 holes punched in. There's 2 trails, one there, and they come together right here. That one goes right up the side of that, and this one goes up, splits in about 4 trails, goes up that draw, that side hill. So I thought this was a good intersection point. Although the best sign I found was right down that draw, but just harder for me to see to check it. And this seemed like a good intersection point. There you go, guys. See you down the line. Real quick, this is real similar to what I had. I think I actually had this kind of setup, though. I had the trap placed more about here. And then I had a stone and a cow pie there with my 2 holes. But this is how I made it. I did something I don't normally do. It's kind of a new thing I'm trying. Rather than trying to recreate that and then looking natural, I took some of the dirt from there and sprinkled around here to make it real obvious, attractive. But also just trying to blend in because I know that trap is contaminated. Of course, I used my brush, cleaned it off as good as I could, but I pulled the trap from there, put it here. This was some Violator 7, the Cavin's, Yodel Dog, can't really read that, shot of fox urine, and then this is a new bait I'm trying this year, Liesel, I'm not going to pronounce his last name, but Extreme Performance Fatal Step. And I think this is the first catch I've had on it. I just started using it about 6 days ago, setting traps with it, so we'll see how she works. But real pasty bait too, so I like it for a small narrow hole. I'm actually going to get a little bit of grass to stick down that hole there, but little tiny holes where you can't get grass down there, whatever, it works good. Or T-bone sat, smeared on the other side of rocks, whatever. I like those paste baits for that, because it's harder for them to rob your hole. Alright guys.